Okay, guys, so today we have a bunch of wedding stories, and I can't wait to get into all of them with you guys. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and yeah, help me get to 50 subscribers. Thanks. Okay, let's get into the first one. My fiance took back my wedding dress over a budget disagreement. I never thought I'd be this person, but here I am. I, female 27, and my fiance have been engaged for a year. We were finally getting into the full planning stage. We had a modest budget of $15,000, and we both agreed to split things evenly with the help of our families. Here's where it gets bad. I fell in love with a dress that cost $2,200. It was slightly over budget we discussed for the attire, but I planned on paying the difference myself. I used my own credit card and thought it was settled. A few days later, the boutique called and told me the dress was canceled and refunded. I was confused until I found out he called them, pretending to be me, to cancel the order because he thought it was too much money for just a dress. I was humiliated. The boutique staff looked at me like I was scamming them. I confronted him, and he had the audacity to say that I was being materialistic and irresponsible with shared finances. But I wasn't but it wasn't even his money. I paid for it. His mom later called and thanked me for compromising and said she'd help me find a dress from her side of the family that was cheaper and more traditional. At that point I told her and him that the wedding was on pause. Because if he could lie, impersonate me, and cancel my dress without even talking to me about it, how could I trust him with a joint bank account or kids? Was it really about the money or control? Okay, so our second story. My husband secretly took our wedding fund to pay for his brother's divorce. Yikes. I, 27 female, have been married to my husband, 31 male, for 4 months. We had a courthouse ceremony and agreed to save for a big celebration with family and friends later in the year. We opened a joint savings account labeled Wedding Party Fund and set about $8,000 together. A few weeks ago, I logged in to check the balance and found it nearly empty. At first, I panicked thinking it was fraud, but the bank confirmed the transfer was authorized by my husband. Yikes. Turns out he gave $7,200 to his older brother who was going through a nasty divorce. His excuse? Family comes first, and he really needed it for legal fees and temporary housing. Not once did he ask me. When I confronted him, he said, "It's not like it was a vacation fund. We already got married, didn't we?" Oh my gosh, the audacity of this man. I was stunned. That money was for our wedding we both agreed to plan. My family already sent deposits for travel. I had vendors on hold. I cried for hours. And just over and not just over the money, but the betrayal. The worst part, his brother posted a new flat screen TV and Xbox setup on Instagram 2 days later. Now my husband is angry that I've lost trust over money. But it wasn't just money. It was our shared plan and he gave it away behind my back. Am I supposed to just smile and rebudget like nothing happened? Okay, that's like honestly crazy. Now you have all these people who are like getting ready for a wedding. I get helping out your family, but like he didn't even consider his wife. Like he didn't even ask her. Wow, that's crazy. Let's move on to our third story. Okay, so our next story is all about crazy bridesmaids. I've always wondered how I'm going to like pick my bridesmaids because like I don't even have many friends and moving on. Okay. My bridesmaid secretly planned her own proposal at my wedding, then blamed me when it fell apart. Okay, that's crazy. I, female 27, got married last fall, and one of my bridesmaids, let's call her Kayla, 28 female, has been a close friend since college. She was helpful at first, came to the dress fitting, helped with my bridal shower, all of it. But I started noticing little red flags. She constantly joked about how over the top my wedding was and kept asking weird questions like, "Do you think anyone will mind if I wear something a little sexier?" Okay. Then 2 weeks before the wedding, she asked me if I'd be okay with her boyfriend proposing at my reception. No, no. I was stunned. I said no, as you should. Not because I didn't want her to get engaged, but because I didn't want my wedding overshadowed by someone else's moment. She acted cool about it and dropped the topic, or so I thought. Like, I don't get those people who just do that at other people's wedding. Flash forward to the reception, I noticed Kayla looked really irritated, barely danced, and seemed cold towards me. The next day, I found out why. Okay. Her boyfriend had brought the ring and everything. He was literally about to propose no, until one of our other bridesmaids pulled him aside and told him not to. Oh, W bridesmaid. Kayla found out and she lost it. She sent me this long message saying I ruined her perfect moment and accused me of being selfish and said you already had your wedding. You couldn't let me have my proposal. We haven't talked since. She blocks me on everything and honestly, I don't even regret it. Oh, yes, girl, don't regret it. It's good you lost that friend. What? That's actually crazy. What do you mean? It's someone else's wedding. Gosh. Okay, let's move on to our fourth story, which is about in laws. My in laws secretly changed our wedding budget, then accused me of being ungrateful. Okay. I, female 27, recently got married to my now husband, 30 male. We planned a modest but beautiful wedding. I like the sound of that. We were paying for it ourselves and had saved up around 15,000. Everything was budgeted: venue, catering, my dress, and even our honeymoon fund. 2 months before the wedding, my in laws offered to help. I was hesitant, but they insisted they would just contribute, no strings attached. They gave us 5,000 and said we could use it however we liked. That was a lie. Okay. Then suddenly, my mother in law started sending me links to 4,000 designer dresses, pushing me to change the florist to her friend, way more expensive, and trying to upgrade the venue to some upscale vineyard that was double the price. I politely declined each time, reminding her we had a plan and a budget. Then, without telling us, she called the venue and tried to book a different catering package, one that cost over 8 grand. Okay. The venue coordinator called me confused, asking if we changed our minds. When I confronted her, she said, "I just wanted to elevate things. You only get married once." Girl, this isn't you had your wedding back in probably 19 something. I lost it and I told her we were grateful for the money, but not at the expense of our boundaries. She then told everyone I was controlling and ungrateful and tried to convince my husband that I was ruining the wedding. It's not your wedding to be ruined. What do you mean? It's their wedding. If they're happy with it, it's fine. To his credit, he shut it down immediately. We returned the 5K and stuck to our original plan. The wedding was perfect. We are now low contact with his parents, and honestly, best decision we made besides getting married. Whoa. Okay, the mother-in-law seems kind of controlling. I'm getting vibes of this guy's like an only son, or maybe an only child. Yeah, that's the vibes I'm getting from. Okay, our last story. Well, this one seems really sad. It's about being left at the altar. He left me at the altar, then I found out why. I, 27 female, was supposed to get married last spring. We'd been together for 5 years, engaged for one. I thought he, 28 male, was the one. We had a beautiful venue booked, custom rings, and 150 guests flying in. Okay, that's a lot of people. I was in my dress, makeup done, surrounded by my bridesmaids, and nerves. Then, 30 minutes before the ceremony, I got a text, not a call, a text. It said, "I can't do this, I'm sorry." I thought it was a joke, but then the whisper started. His mom was crying, and my brother ran over saying he just seen my fiance speeding off in his car. What? Guests were confused. My dad thought maybe he got cold feet and would come back. He didn't. Gosh. I locked myself in the bridal suite and cried until my face hurt. The wedding was cancelled. Half the guests stayed for the free food and over. Okay, I would stay too. I would stay. I mean, if it's free food, it's already paid for. It's a shame to let it go to waste. And I didn't blame them. I flew back home the next day. Here's where it gets worse. A few weeks later, I found out he'd been cheating on me with a woman from his gym. What? Okay, for 6 months, she had no idea he was engaged. When she found out, she messaged me. We ended up talking for 3 hours and uncovered everything. He had been lying to both of us. Turns out he told her he was breaking things off with me and couldn't hurt her. He told me he just wasn't ready and needed some time to find himself. Meanwhile, he moved in with her 3 weeks later. The kicker, he called me 3 months later crying, saying he made a mistake. Of course, they always make mistakes, am I right? I didn't even respond. I just blocked him. My revenge, I kept the honeymoon tickets, yes, girl, and took my best friend instead. We drank champagne, got matching tattoos, and toasted to the bullet I dodged. Here's to that. Wow. That's crazy. I just feel bad because everything was like paid for. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe, please. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. And don't forget to leave your stories down so that I can, read them out and help you get advice in the next episode. Okay, bye.